So it was all an experiment going on behind the scenes, my girls. Okay. Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel where I share my personal hair journey and tips, tricks, and product reviews to help you with your own. In this video, I'm talking about the time I decided to revisit the 6 inches in 6 months challenge. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, many years ago, I uploaded a video about a 6 inches in 6 months challenge that I was participating on a no longer existing site called Hairlista by a YouTuber and like active member of that site called Long and Healthy. She has a channel, but I don't really think she uploads and if she does upload, she doesn't upload hair stuff, but like she was all about rapid growth, even like an ebook or everything like that. So she was really into accelerating hair growth, so on and so forth. And so I did this challenge. I did get results. There was a lot of like, it was really messy. I did some things and then stopped doing things and all of this. But basically, my hair was very unhealthy and very broken. Not because of the challenge, but just because that's the condition that my hair was in. And so I did not want to present some of the confusion that was going on. And I also did not want to present myself with such broken and damaged and horrible hair to the YouTube world, so that video was put on unlisted, okay? And I really didn't get to keep any of the extra hair that I grew because my hair was in such bad condition. So sometimes I watch through my old videos and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna see if I still stand by whatever it is. So I picked up some of the practices from the 6 inches in 6 months challenge and I started to do them in January. Okay. So you guys saw me taking hair vitamins, and I really did initially start taking them because I just was on a whim and decided to start taking them. But then I decided to pick up this challenge, and so I was kind of behind the scenes doing that. So it was all an experiment going on behind the scenes, my girls. Okay. So I do want to show you guys the results after 4 months of doing this, and then like kind of just talk about it and then tell you, what I did. I also can insert the caveats that were missing in that video that I unlisted that would have to be on a video talking about this topic with the way I view hair today and now. But we're going to get on that, okay? So first, let's talk about the results. So let's start off with the front of my hair. So in this picture, you guys can see that there's kind of like a double frill situation going on my swimsuit. And my hair in December of last year was at the bottom of that first frill. It's a much shorter frill. And then in the May picture, my hair is underneath that frill and actually on the swimsuit part. And so where my finger is pointing to and where I have the arrow, I've added the arrow to show you guys, that's actually pointing to my belly button. So my hair is like very close to my belly button in the front. So you can see significantly longer than it was in December. Then let's look at the side comparison. Now I will say that in the December pic, I kind of looked back at the camera like, am I in frame? Am I here? But I can see that I'm roughly standing in about the same like place in the shower, like looking at the tiles on the top of my head and stuff like that. But I am looking straight on directly to the side at like a towel rack that's over to the side. I try to look at the towel rack typically, but I must have not used that clip in the December one when I was looking at the towel rack. So as you can see here again, I did remember to move the ruffle on my swimsuit because I was mad about that in this other picture. I remembered to hold the ruffle, but you can see just from my hand position and the fact that I'm kind of standing in the same place, even though the angle is slightly different, that you can see that my hand is much lower where I'm pinning that hair down in place. So my hair is significantly longer from the side view as well. And then what I do is I take that same piece of hair and just pull it around to the back and kind of slide it down until like I'm almost done, like there's no hair. So in the back, I don't really have any clear like places that I could compare it to, like on the swimsuit or anything like that. But as you can see in the back though, there's a whole lot more hair down there towards the end. So a lot of that hair that was on the sides grew down to meet the hair, and then I think it did grow a little bit. You guys can't really see like the open hole in the back of the swimsuit. The ruffles are covering it, but as I was measuring my hair, I could tell that my hair was further down that particular measurement. And then in December, I was mad about the elbow not being in the photo. So my elbow is in the photo this time. I fixed everything that I thought was wrong with these photos the last time around. So there you go. Whoop, there it is. Now, what I will say is, as I was taking these photos, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm over this. So I probably will not be doing any more length check photos. I probably won't do any length check photos for like my what's that, the yearly update video or anything like that, because at this point I have crossed over into the land of naturals with really long hair, and so it's kind of like it doesn't matter because I already have long hair. Like my hair already is really long, so if it grows an inch or two or whatever, it really, yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point, right? So but what I will say is that I did notice a little bit of a bump in my growth. In a 4-month period, I should naturally, at the top of the growth range here, a full half an inch a month, I should have only grown about 2 inches, which is not super visually noticeable on natural hair. And I don't even know if I do necessarily grow 2 inches in 4 months. So my growth rate was accelerated doing what I did. And so here's what I did. I did daily scalp massages, every day scalp massage. And then the first 7 days of the month, I did them inverted. Oh my God, inversion method. Oh, I know people like to poop on it, but that ish does get the blood circulating to your scalp. I'm sorry. So did that for 7 days, and then of course I was taking my hair vitamins. So that's literally what I did to get these results. The only thing is I feel like that's a lot of effort to sustain. I don't think that people would be willing to do that just for a couple of inches of growth, because the first caveat I want to put here is that my hair was going to grow whether I did that or not. So you're telling me I can grow my hair by doing nothing? The nothing is looking more appealing. I feel like people look for growth aids to get their hair to grow, to make their hair grow. But you do not need to make your hair grow. It's going to grow anyway. My hair was going to grow the amount that I did in these photos regardless. It just would have taken longer. And who cares? I'm not in some sort of hair growth competition with other people. Now, the second caveat that I want to have to this is that growth aids are personal, right? So increasing blood flow to the scalp and taking those vitamins worked for me. But if you don't need those vitamins, or you get great flow to your scalp or whatever, and then you do the things that I did, nothing's going to happen for you. Nothing's going to happen for you. And also, I feel like if your growth is increased, it's not going to be increased beyond what you are genetically capable of. I think that I am already genetically predispositioned to grow about an inch or so a month. I just don't always grow that inch because it's not optimal. Everything is not optimized for perfection. So those are the extra little notes that I have to put in here. All in all, I do think this is pretty exciting and pretty fun to see that I can increase my hair growth, but it's not worth it. And one last thing I will say here is that it caused my shape of my hair to grow out quicker and to look bad. Quicker. I've already booked my haircut. I already got it going, and I will in a future video show you guys exactly like what my hair looks like now before I go get it cut. So it definitely does need to be shaped and fixed. So if you're someone who's trying to maintain a shape to your haircut, don't do this, because if it does work for you, your hair will be out of shape real quick. I have a video about growing healthy hair from the inside out, so I will definitely link that here. And then I have a review of Sugarberry hair vitamins, which are very similar to the TGIN vitamins that I was taking during this time. So definitely check that out because they are almost identical, okay? Subscribe. I post videos every week, and I'll talk to you in the next one.